Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about Drow Magic, Sorcery of the Endless Night. Now the cover states, right down there, right here, warning for mature readers, and they aren't kidding. This is mature content, and it has a lot to do with Drow Magic and not much else. So if it's not your cup of tea, this isn't your product. One thing I'd like to point out, though, before I go any further, is some really excellent art. I mean, absolutely beautiful line work in this product. Excellent throughout. I want to see more of this person. They're very talented. So, Drow Magic. What do they do with Drow Magic? Well, like I said, it's got nothing to do with this other than that topic. So, it starts out with an overview, and the overview covers arcane, divine magic. It discusses how the Drow view wizards, sorcerers, and the sorcerers actually fare better because they see that as an indication that the gods are pleased with them by being born with the ability to do sorcery. It's kind of cool. Wizards are viewed more along the lines of technicians, you know. Then they introduce a new class called the Dark Weaver. The Dark Weaver is kind of interesting. It has a slight martial characteristic: 3/4 bab, light armor, bucklers, simple weapons, and a handful of martial weapons. And it has a different take on arcane magic. The arcane magic is a limited list of wizard spells, fewer spells per day than a wizard has, and these go up to 6th level. Beyond 6th level, the only way that a Dark Weaver can have access to spells is by picking different arcane paths. These are essentially arcane domains. And they are, I think, 8 of them, and you pick 2 of them, and each comes with a granted power. For example, the whip domain, which is all about domination and control, you get the ability to use whips and weapon focus in whip. So each domain has a different ability, just like a cleric does. And these are the only way that Dark Weavers can get access to 7th, 8th, and 9th level spells. Though there are spells 0 through 9th in each domain. I kind of like the way this breaks down. It seems to be playing off of the open gaming content from the SRD of the Domain Wizard, which came out of originally from the Unearthed Arcana. And I really like the way they handle this. Now, this class has a lot to do with dark ceremonies. And the dark ceremonies are what this whole book is about. It's essentially the Drow version of the black masses practiced by some Satanists. They are dark. They all involve sacrifices, often unwilling, live, and tortured to death. So, again, mature content. If that's not your kind of thing, don't use this product. There are also some prestige classes in here that are designed to work with the Dark Weaver class, and all of them work with just that class and no others. And some of them take it into a little more martial direction. Some take it into even more focus and becoming better and better at leading dark ceremonies. So you see where this is going. It's all playing off of each other. They also have a selection of feats, and the feats are reinforcing the content of this book mostly. They have a selection of spells, and the spells are a little more generic. They're definitely Drow themed, lots of spiders and poison and intrigue and things. But for example, there is a cantrip that grants a +2 bonus to intimidation for 1 round by giving you the visage of the dead eyes of a spider. There is a cantrip that allows a person with dark vision to see color. That's a really cool low-level use of a spell. I thought that was very clever. I'd never heard of it before, never even thought of it myself. It's a really clever idea. There's also in here lots of information about the black ceremonies themselves, but it's ritual magic, and anyone who has any experience with 3rd edition has seen ritual magic before. It's group magic, where people pool their resources together. One person's in charge. That person makes a DC check based on the levels of the people helping him, and then on their skill at leading the ceremonies. And if you make the DC, the ceremony is successful and you achieve your goal. And some of these DCs can be really high, 75 to 100. But realize you're going to have a lot of high-level casters all at once working on this ceremony. So it's not just one or even a handful of people, it's many people working together. Um, and if you have, if you're a Dark Weaver, you have a bonus to these ceremonies. And if you took the Prestige class that supports that for the Dark Weaver class, you're even better at these. You can have a +6, a +8 to your roll. So you're really ramping up your ability to lead ceremonies well. What else is in here? That's pretty much the entire product right there. It's not a big book. I picked this up for $5 at a gaming store. I will try to see what is available out there on Amazon. One of my subscribers liked eBay. I'm not a big eBay fan. I prefer Amazon. It's just personal preference. But I'm sure it's available out there on eBay as well. This is a very well done product. I was quite impressed with it. The writing's good. The crunch is good. The fluff is entertaining. The art is excellent. If you like Drow and you want to expand them a little, this is definitely a book that you want to look into.